Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to this webinar, sir. Thank you very much for accepting and joining online, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
I will turn on the video. I am in a meeting. Okay. I will turn on after 11:10. Okay, 10 minutes.
No problem, sir. Till 11:10 I will manage, sir. I will handle.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm here anyway. I'm in the UGC's council meeting now.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Das. Welcome to this webinar.
Good morning, Dr. Vijay. Nice.
Thank you so much for your acceptance and joining online for our webinar to celebrate our Golden Jubilee of KSCST and to commemorate to National Technology Day.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you, sir. Let us wait for another 5 minutes.
Sure.
So, exactly 11 o'clock we'll start.
Sure.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ವರ್ಷಾಚರಣೆಯ ವಿಶೇಷ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಸರಣಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಡಿಬಲ್ ಸರ್. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. distinguished guests, respected speakers, officials from KSCST, officials from state and central government, officials from various science and technology councils across the country, faculty members, students, and all other participants. It's my privilege to welcome you all to the Golden Jubilee Year celebration of Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology through a special year-long webinar series program. Today, we are gathered virtually to celebrate National Technology Day 2025 by organizing a webinar program on empowering a sustainable tomorrow through an innovation. We are deeply honored by your presence and thank you very much for joining us today. To begin with, now I would like to invite Dr. UT Vijay, Executive Secretary, to deliver the opening remarks, welcome address, and overview of the program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nagaraj. Good morning to all of you. Ellarigu namaskara. Respected dignitaries for this today's webinar, Professor T.G. Sitaram, the Chairman, AICTE, Government of India, Professor Devaprata Das, Director, International Institute for Information Technology, Bengaluru, Professor D.K. Subramanian, former Dean and Professor IISc and former Secretary of KSCST, Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, Scientist, CIR, DRDO, Government of India, Bengaluru, respected principals, faculty members, and researchers across the state as well as country, my colleagues from SNT councils across the country, colleagues from SNT organizations across the state and across the country, my colleagues from KSCST at state level as well as at the district level, and dear students who have joined online. On behalf of Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology, Indian Institute of Science, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, I welcome all of you to the Golden Jubilee Webinar Series 5th webinar on empowering a sustainable tomorrow through innovation as part of celebration of Golden Jubilee Year of KSCST and the occasion of celebration of National Technology Day 2025. Dear friends, as all of you know that KSCST, which was established in 1975, is celebrating Golden Jubilee Year in 2025. As part of celebration of Golden Jubilee Year of KSCST, KSCST has been carrying out lot of activities using science, technology, and innovation to address the local specific problems of the state, including organizing various workshops, seminars, webinars to address various sections of the state involving students at the school level, PU level, engineering level, faculty members, officers of the Government of Karnataka, including farmers of the state, by using science, technology, and innovation. Today's webinar to commemorate the celebration of National Technology Day, KSCST has organized this webinar, which will be inaugurated by our Chairman of AICTE, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Government of India. On behalf of KSCST and DST Government of Karnataka, I extend warm welcome to Professor Sitaram, the Chairman of AICTE, who will inaugurate the webinar and deliver inaugural address. Welcome you, sir. Professor Sitaram, welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Namaskara.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you. Extend our warm welcome to Professor Devaprata Das, Director of IIIT Bengaluru. Welcome you, sir.
Namaskara, Dr. Vijay, and also namaskara to respected Professor Sitaram, Chairman of AICT. Nice to see him on the screen. and all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Dr. Vijay.
Both of you, sir, thank you very much for accepting KSCST's request and joining online to deliver inaugural as well as the technical address to address our students across the state and across the country. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much and welcome to this session. I also welcome our former secretary, former dean and former professor of IISc, Professor D.K. Subramanian, who is going to join shortly. And I extend warm welcome to Professor D.K. Subramanian. I also extend warm welcome to our scientist from CAIR, Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, DRDO, Government of India, Dr. Narayan Panigrahi. Dr. Narayan, are you there? Yeah, I think we will be joining in later. So I him also for accepting our invitation and will be joining online to deliver his technical address. I also extend warm welcome to all scientific officials, faculty members, teachers across the state and country who have joined online to participate in this webinar. I also extend my warm welcome to all my colleagues at the state level as well as at the district level who have joined online to participate in this webinar. Lastly, I extend my warm welcome to the dear students who have joined by registering in the Google link and joined across the online, across the state and across the country. Friends, as we know that our Government of India, Department of Science and Technology is celebrating National Technology Day on 11th of May every year since Pokhran test, which showcased our advanced technology of Government of India by giving different theme every year. This year, Government of India, Department of Science and Technology has given theme Yantra, Y-A-N-T-R-A, that is Yugantar for advancing new technology, research and acceleration. The beautiful theme which has been given by Government of Science and Technology, Government of India to celebrate our National Technology Day, which will enlighten our younger generation who contribute about 40% of our country to take technology for overall development of the country. As you know that KSCST, which was established in 1975, has been supporting technically, scientifically, the line departments and the society using science, technology and innovation for overall development of the state, which is headed by our Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Karnataka as a President of the Council, and Honorable Minister, Science and Technology as a Vice President of the Council, and Chairman, which is headed by scientific person, the scientist, that is the Director of Indian of Science, very uniquely among all SNT councils of the country. The main objective is to advise the government on contemporary and futuristic problems faced by the society and suggest SNT solutions and address the local specific problems in science, technology and innovation, specifically under the sectors of water conservation, energy, promotion of renewable energy sources, to address the energy issues, environment maintenance and monitoring and management, agriculture, education, health, housing, geo-ICT, information communication technology, intellectual property rights, etc. for overall sustainable development of the state. As part of continuous hard work of KSCST, outstanding performance of KSCST in the last 5 decades, KSCST has received 3 national awards in the field of energy conservation, geospatial technology, and intellectual property rights. With this background, once again, I welcome Professor Sitaram, Professor of IISc and the Chairman of AICTE, Government of India, to inaugurate this webinar, which is being organized as part of celebration of National Technology Day and as part of celebration of Golden Jubilee year of KSCST. Again, thank you, sir, for joining, and I welcome you to inaugurate and deliver inaugural address. Over to you, sir, Professor Sitaram.
Thank you. Namaskar to everyone. Ellarigu namaskara. Professor Debrat Das, Professor Subramaniam, Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, Dr. U.T. Vijay, Professor Praveen Ramurthy, and all the other distinguished people have assembled on this platform to celebrate the Golden Jubilee year of KSCST. I am very happy and also congratulate Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology for celebrating its Golden Jubilee, which started in 1975. Now it has completed 50 years. So it is organizing a year-long Golden Jubilee webinars along with other SNT activities from January of 2025 to December of 2025. And today we are here to listen to the Golden Jubilee Webinar Series, Empowering a Sustainable Tomorrow Through Innovation, on the occasion of National Technology Day 2025. As you all know, National Technology Day is celebrated to celebrate innovation on the 11th of May, and now we are on the 14th of May. We are celebrating this. At the outset, I express my sincere gratitude to Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology for inviting me to inaugurate this timely and important webinar titled Empowering Sustainable Tomorrow Through Innovation. I'm very happy because I'm associated with the KSCST and seeing them quite closely from Indian Institute of Science. And I'm very happy to be here today to inaugurate this webinar series, as well as wish them the very best for their Golden Jubilee celebration. The entire year they are going to do this. So this occasion is happening on a very important a day, which is a National Technology Day. As you all know, the Technology Day is a reminder of the vital role technology plays in shaping our world and driving our progress. So you all know that India has become or risen in the last 75 plus years as a capable leader in the areas of space technology, defense technology, and atomic energy technology, and also created a mind-boggling applications on digital public infrastructure. So today, everyone is looking at it, in the last 2-3 days, what we have seen precise hits on Pakistan's air bases, as well as on the terrorists. I think this is a commendable job, and I think all of us should be very proud to be part of this success story of India in the area of technology. So me being the chairman of All India Council for Technical Education, where we actually administer and the standard setting body for technical management education, including the BBA, BCA, and hotel management and other allied design courses. So I think it is enough for me to say a few things about what we have achieved as a nation, even though we are a young nation, but with a large population, with young population of 500 million plus, and also and done exceedingly well in the area of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in the STEM areas. So this occasion is particularly special to me as it brings two significant milestones. That is 50 years of dedicated service of KSCST in advancing science and technology in Karnataka and across India. See, being a recipient of both the Saram Visheshwaraya Award for Senior Scientist and also Young Scientist from KSCST, I'm really privileged to be here to deliver this address. So this, I commend KSCST, first of all, for its unwavering commitment to fostering a culture of research, innovation, and sustainable development over the last 5 decades. Recently, I was able to listen to the success story of KSCST at 2 meetings. One was with Niti Aayog, chaired by D.K. Saraswatji, where Vijay was present, and the other, myself coordinated a meeting at KSCST. All the science and technology councils of the country chaired that meeting to discuss how we can collaborate with science and technology councils, all the states and union territories in the country. That was a very excellent activity which we did at All India Council for Technical Education, where again Vijay was present and gave his contributions of KSCST. So this theme also is very near to me and close to me. That is empowering a sustainable tomorrow through innovation, which could not be, come at a right time, which has come at a right time, and also come from a council, that is KSCST, sitting in the Silicon Valley of India, in the city of Bangalore. Today, as the world faces unprecedented environmental, social, and technological challenges, it is imperative that we direct our efforts towards innovation, inclusive and sustainable solutions. I think it's an apt time to actually discuss on such a seminar which is organized by KSCST. This transformation actually begins at our technical institutions, because we have the 3 tiers of institutions in our country. One is the top research and innovation focused institution, like all the centrally funded technical institutions, IITs, IISc, and IIITs, NITs. And the other is the engineering colleges. They are approved and administered by All India Council for Technical Education since 1987. And the third, the bottommost, is the BSc, BA programs of the several state, private as well as public universities, as well as the deemed universities of the central government and also central universities. With these 3-tier structure, what we have created close to about 4 crore students studying in higher education, with 29% of gross enrollment ratio in higher education. But the challenge for India is to become a Vikasit Bharat by 2047. It is not just the technology and innovations what we are doing, like being a third largest startup capital of the world, 160,000 startups with large number of unicorns. But it is more important that how many percentage of students coming to higher education is also very critical. And also in the areas of STEM education, because India has delivered STEM education exceedingly well. Today, our engineers and managers are present, omnipresent in every company of the international as well as national companies in the world, and which we are able to achieve that since we are listening from this event is happening at Bangalore, which was the state. Karnataka state started large number of engineering colleges in 80. When 1987, when large number of engineering colleges started, AICT was enacted by the Act of Parliament in 1987 to bring in standards of quality of engineering and management education in the country. So at AICT, we are fully aligned with this vision of creating state-of-the-art innovations and entrepreneurial culture among our young people. And today at AICTE, we have launched a new fellowship called Productization Fellowship. That means India has to become a product development nation. So to do that, to encourage that, we do conduct what is called a Smart India Hackathon, where ideas have been translated into, solved by these young people, students in teams, and where they will learn collaborative learning, experiential learning. But in addition to that, they will also get into a product development mode. So to encourage that, we have actually created a new fellowship called Productization Fellowship, where we pay close to about 40,000 rupees per month for every student in a group of 4 students, and for a year, so that they can take their idea what they through competitions they have done. When they can continue to work on that idea for a year, and then it could be extendable for second year as well. So otherwise, what they do is they generally get into a placement and disperse themselves. So to continue this productization fellowship we are launching today at AICTE, I would request everyone who is here to witness that through the YouTube of AICTE channel. So main objective of this scheme is to support innovative ideas that drive future economic growth and contribute to the nation's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. I request you all kindly visit our YouTube account at media at AICTE to listen what we are going to offer for the innovative minds. Apart from this, in recent years, we have introduced numerous initiatives and policies at All India Council for Technical Education, to foster innovation, encourage entrepreneurship, and integrate sustainability into the core of technical education. So let me take a brief moment and express a couple of them so we have through AICT Innovation Cell, we are promoting ideation, innovation, and startup culture across thousands of technical institutions. Our flagship programs like Smart India Hackathon, which is happening from 2017 onwards continuously, and Honorable Prime Minister has Sri Narendra Modi ji always being at the end of the program, he interacted with the winning teams and students, and all these problem statements have come from the ministry, line ministry. So this program has generated close to about 1.5 lakh ideas, which are there in our Yukti 2.0 portal at AICTE, which are at different TRL levels. So to do that, to encourage them to do their own startups and technologies development, we are conducting IDE boot camps, innovation, design thinking, and entrepreneurship boot camps to nurture the student innovation to solve the real world problems, from climate change to smart agriculture and whatnot. Idea Labs are the another innovative scheme which AICTE has started, established in an institution across India. Close to about 400 Idea Labs have been established, equipping students with hands-on experience in emerging areas like 3D printing, AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, and Internet of Things. These labs are not just about learning new tools, they are about empowering students to create sustainable solutions. They do hands-on projects in this, and this lab is open 24/7. The nearest one to you is, several of them are in Bangalore. One of them I immediately remember is the VTU campus at Muddenhalli has one of these labs. Then we are also supporting heavily on skill development and employability. Recognizing the dynamic demands of industry, AICTE has 3 portals to cater different needs. AICTE Internship Portal, which is one of the largest, with 75,000 companies on that portal, okay, and which will offer internship to the students from nook and corner of the country. They can search the nearest place where they can have an internship, paid and unpaid internship available at their near to the campus. Then AICTE Placement.
Sir, your mic is muted, sir. Please unmute, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was talking about skill development and employability. Recognizing the dynamic demands of industry, AICTE has created 3 portals to cater different needs of the students, because today education is about employability and also about skilling. So AICTE Internship Portal hosts 75,000 companies, and which has various kinds of internships, from humanities to social science to engineering to specialized deep tech startups, offering these internships to our students of engineering, diploma college students, and also management students. And I'm very happy to tell you about 2 crore students beyond engineering have also registered in this portal. Okay, the portal offers students to select what they want, and there are paid internship and also the internships which you can do with their interest. Another placement portal is for rural engineering colleges we have created with 2,000 companies, and that is only for rural engineering college students who are in the core engineering can get some jobs. So we have identified 2,000 companies which have come forward because they would not be able to go to placement, placing them into their colleges because there are some in remote areas. So that's what we have provided this up through the portal. And AICTE Career Portal is one of the largest, started by an unicorn in Bangalore only. And we are called it as AICTE Career Portal with 7 lakh employers on that portal across the world. So kindly, ask your students who are part of the KSCST and other teams to look at that. So I urge young minds and institutions to take a look at these portals, which are very, very easier to use and very good resource can be brought beyond their training and placement cells. KSCST's contribution, if I have to talk, have been deeply rooted in grassroots innovation and local problem solving. I have involved myself as a reviewer for some other projects.
Sir, it's muted, sir.
It's a muted, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Which beautifully complements the vision of AICTE. Together, we can actually continue to build a generation of engineers, scientists, and technologists. So with that intention only, I had called a meeting of all the science and technology councils across India. I was very happy to tell you a large number of them participated. So soon we will invite them to Delhi and we will have an MOU specifically each solving a local problems, through innovation, entrepreneurship, and startup. We also have a national NISP, National Innovation and Startup Policy, which we have given to the government, and it is being followed by every institution, NISP. And through that, we also support IPR related activities, funding for all the patents. And I'm very happy to tell you a large number of startups are nominated from this effort, and large number of patents have also been filed by AICTE students through engineering colleges and diploma colleges. So this today is a technology day. We need to remember, these technologies like what we have seen in the recent war or in the Chandrayaan, and most of these technologies today are done indigenously. Please understand these three areas what I mentioned, whether it's space technology, defense technology, atomic energy technology. We had an embargo as a nation. We had an embargo from every developed nation. No component was given to us. It's all done indigenously. Today we are seeing that success. After 75 years of hard work through ISRO, DRDO, and some of them were born a little later. Maybe at 75 ISRO was born, and DRDO, and then many other labs like Homi Baba National Institute, having 11 institutes at Park. All of these have done tremendous work, and today we can proudly say India has become a force to reckon with in technologies related to these space, defense, and atomic energy, as well as digital public infrastructure. So this technology day actually, inspires future generations to embrace science and innovation as the tools for building a better tomorrow. We have witnessed that, and we are now, the whole world is looking at us, and as India is rising, and the Vikasit Bharat by 2047, friends, is no more a dream. Because if you see our airports, civil infrastructure as well, we are actually a world part, whether it is highways, railways, airports, ports, and connectivity between them. Okay. And actually we can say, we are the only nation where you use the face as an ID, walk into an aeroplane. Others are all scared, dead scared of it. Okay. So even with all the nasty neighbors, we were able to do this using the technologies. This is a mind-boggling exercise. Coming to sustainability, you see, sustainability is no longer about doing less harm to the nature or to the Mother Earth. It is about doing more good. How are we going to do what good things? How do we recycle, reuse? So innovation is not now an optional subject. It is essential for survival and thriving. Everyone has a role to play. I appeal to all of you, think innovatively, act sustainably. So encourage innovation at all levels, which is local to global. That's where KSCST's role becomes much more important, taking local problems and solve them. So as you all know, we cannot do alone. We can do only alone so little, but together we can do very large work in many things. So that's what I feel, let's come together, work together, and power of innovation is here as a catalyst for change. So it's very important for us to provide sustainable solution, which is economical and feasible. And that is what India is known for. See, our Mangalyaan costed less than an Hollywood movie. Okay, our Chandrayaan. These are the innovations, what actually make India as a great place for the science, technology, and the growth. And we are serving to the whole world. Today, our engineers are present, omnipresent in every country. Today, Bangalore is the capital of the global capability center, hiring large number of engineers. Okay, and similarly, Pune and other cities are also coming up. So we will be hosting most of the talent which is coming from India to all the international companies. They already we have achieved. Most of the CEO, CTO, CMDs are all Indians, technocrats. So it's not a success which has come very easily. There's a lot of hard work has happened since the 80s. And today we can proud.
Again muted, sir. Again muted.
So we have delivered engineering education to the whole world, ladies and gentlemen. So on this National Technology Day, let us pledge to make innovation inclusive, research relevant, and education as empowering. So and because, as I told you, in the next 10 years, we're going to get large number of students. Another 4 crore students are going to come to higher education and skilling. Okay, because where are they? You can clearly see in 2015, we had a gross enrollment ratio in elementary education, 1 to class 5, 94%. So we never failed anybody up to 1 to 10th class. So all of them are in the 10th class now, from 2015 to 2025. They will come in 1 or 2 years. We can build universities because we have a new university to build minimum 20 years is required. So we need to use the technology. We need to adopt newer ways of learning. That is peer learning, collaborative learning, experiential learning, and then technology assisted learning. So all these are very important. This day I wanted to say, let us pledge also to make innovation inclusive, to employ these people. So it's very challenging. So what we have to do is we have to create job creators than job seekers. So that is where the entrepreneurship and startup culture is very important. I'm wanted to, once again, my warmest greeting to KSCST, and also on this Golden Jubilee, I wish you the very best and keep doing excellent jobs. And because you are located in a fantastic place, Indian Institute of Science. Okay, so I don't think you will find any better culture and collaborations which you can offer there. So you intensify more on R&D. I wanted to just tell you that we have made R&D mandatory at every engineering college, collaborate with their engineering college and diploma colleges, and guide them, take them to the next level. Once again, my warmest congratulations to KSCST on their Golden Jubilee. I wish this seminar a great success, and I'm very happy to inaugurate this seminar and look forward to the insightful sessions that follow this talk. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your inauguration and inaugural address, which is very much beneficial to the students and faculty members of our technical institutions across the state, sir. And especially KSCST and all science and technology academic institutions from Karnataka. Proud to have you as a chairman of ACT, sir. Really, we are all very much thankful to you and grateful to you, our ACT chairman, which is which is serving the entire country, which is having around 13,000 academic institutions across the country, sir. Thank you so much. As you're aware that KSCST has been supporting innovative ideas of the students and faculty members across the state, especially students of science and technology institutions across the state. Since almost 48 years, we have been supporting the innovative ideas of the students by providing financial as well as technical support, with the support from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India and Government of Karnataka, with support from IISc faculty members, NAL scientists, CMTI and various R&D institutions across the state and country for the benefit of our science students, technological institution students and faculty members across the state. And again, to improve the robust IPR ecosystem in the state of Karnataka among all academic institutions across the state, KSCST has been supporting patents and various forms of IP to improve the IP ecosystem in the state of Karnataka. With this background, I thank the chairman ACT for taking initiative to have a session of a dialogue with all the state councils to improve the science and technical education among the students and improve the innovative ideas of our faculty members across the state and across the country. So, sir, thank you very much for your initiative and thank you very much for your valuable address to our students and officials of Karnataka, sir, and including faculty members. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your address, sir, inaugural address.
Thank you. Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar,
Thank you,
Professor.
sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Das.
Sir, KCT to happy to collaborate with ACT to take science and technical education, which will benefit the science and technology across the state, sir. With support from all other institutions across the state. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar. I'll take
Yes,
you.
sir. Namaskar. Namaskar, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. Devaprita Das, Director of prestigious institute of our country, institute of our Karnataka state, that is IIIT, International Institute for Information Technology, for accepting our invitation and joined online to deliver his technical talk for the benefit of our students and faculty members and scientific officers who have joined across the state as well as the country. Many scientists from SNT councils across the country also joined. Thank you so much for joining, sir. And thank you for accepting our invitation. And I request Professor Devaprita Das to deliver the technical address. Over to Dr. Das.
Thank you, Dr. UT Vijay, for inviting me for this talk. You are like a magnet. You just pulled us to such a prestigious event, the Golden Jubilee of KSCST. I have a huge regards to us KSCST being contributing so much, not only in Karnataka, for the people coming out with the help of you are serving the nation. So in that way, and my respectful regards to Professor T.G. Sitaram, who has been heading the such a prestigious institute called AICT, and if India is heading towards a different height under his leadership, we saw the results, and I am sure under his new ideas and such a wonderful talk he gave, so it will be really grateful. And my regards to Professor Subramanian, and who has been the dean and also is the next speaker, and also to my dear friend Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, who will be next speaker. I was thrilled when I saw he's going to be the next speaker, and he's a great achiever. His work on GIS in the DRDO has been highly awarded by the very prestigious awards he has received from the highest office of this country. And most interestingly, many people don't know, I am going to disclose a secret. He and me was in the same section, same school, and the same bench. We used to sit, me and Narayan, both of us, and has a wonderful.
I came to know that, sir. You're all
Yeah, no, many people don't know. I don't tell that, but when he has reached to such a height, I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him serving the country. And also thanks to your friend, Dr. Vijay, your colleague, Dr. Praveen, and all the KCST members who has been there for this. I'll be switching over to a presentation which he has told me for 25 minutes from now. So I am trying to go entire screen. I have clicked. Okay. So are you able to see my slides?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's full screen, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
So I'll be giving the very interesting topic I chose because your theme is sustainability. Sustainability tomorrow through innovation. So that is not a better example than internet, how it sustained for 55 plus years. Our KCST is 50 years Golden Jubilee, just 5 to 6 years elder was internet. Two brothers, internet and KCST like that. But this fellow has sustained for 55 years. Most interesting, but it has huge drawbacks. Internet has, if you look at the internet, and has a lot of drawbacks. If you study, everybody, one of us is use internet. It is slow. If video conferences are jittery, not always clear, but still it is popular, and its popularity is increasing every day. Not a single technology on this earth is so popular like internet, but it is sustained over the years, and it will sustain next 20 years. Why? Many people don't know this concept. Engineers and young professors who are listening to this talk, you should know why it is surviving. You ask yourself, not a single technology has survived so many years, and like internet and being so popular. So that is called sustainability. So invention, that the KSCST gave a topic called empowering sustainable tomorrow through innovation. So you should innovate something like that, which will be sustained for many, many years, when people will remember India, and you particularly like we remember the scientists of the internet and the innovators of internet. All of them are still alive. Professor Kleinrock was the chairman, he's alive, and others are all alive of the internet team still now, and they are 90 plus now, and they invented this. So now I will take you around, and please be attentive, because it's a very interesting in the sense of that I put in your brain how it sustained such a long year. What is the secret behind it? So I'll be revealing it to you in this short presentation. Of course, very short time, 25 minutes. So look at this. So if you look at this, this is the internet is used everywhere. If you, all the blue colors on the screen, if you see that examples of the networks, and it is being communications. If you look at telephone, internet, postals, TV, radio, pager, everything is on internet, LAN, WANs. If you look at right side, the transportation, highway, all you're paying the tolls, you are being controlled by the GPS, everything, social, family calls, biological, neurologicals, power grid. You know, the light you are on in your room is completely controlled by the internet. So the control room is somewhere I secretly kept, generally for the failures should not be there, for all kind of things, power grid, your storage, water. So you can't imagine what internet is doing for you. You are completely behind the, from morning to night, when you are sleeping also, internet is watching you on your e-health gadgets connected to you. So internet is becoming the backbone of our survival now. So internet is not a simple problem, because it is a very complex, because if you are using Internet of Things, one kind of device, your mobile is another kind of device, laptop is another kind of device, your server is another kind of device, all are connected to internet. And look at the networks. We are in Wi-Fi, you are on 5G, you are on wired Ethernet, you are on optical networks. So different networks, different mediums, different devices, but you need a delay of only 10 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds to communicate. Milliseconds. Now you are heading towards microseconds. In 6G, we are heading for microseconds. So look at the internet. It is such a complex system with different devices, different network communication mediums and all. But we are reaching from any part of the world in a fraction of a second. You are in the space. You can talk to your family. You are in the plane in the 35,000 feet flying. You can see your family. And most interestingly, last 3 days of the war, everything you saw, it is connected by the networks. So to solve any complex problem, what we do, we layer the structures. That means every layer we define, and every layer we give a particular function, and then we integrate each layer to solve it. For an example, if you look at your brain, in a particular part of my brain, the memory is carrying the network is saved there. There's a hard disk there in my brain. So when I want to speak to you, my mouth is like a transmitter. I am transmitting now, but from my brain it is flowing through a nerves to my mouth, and mouth is speaking. So like you see, so similarly it's a layer structure. So brain, various layer has memories, and the application is called networks. Another part of my brain is application called mathematics. Another part of my brain is called operating system. So various applications are there in the brain stored. When I want to trigger networking now, so it's triggered, and now coming out from my mouth called my transmitter. And when you speak to me, my receiver is here and it goes to my brain. So like this, it's a layer structure like brain. So any complex problems like computer networks are being solved by layering models. And if you look at the network model, the suggests that dividing the network protocols into the layers. So every layer does, each layer of the which solves part of your network communication problems. For an example, particular applications have a different protocols, then routing, your network routing is a different protocol, your reliability is a different protocol, all kind of things. So layer structures. So this is the layer structures has been done in the networking for academic purpose. This is called International Standard Organization, ISO 7 layers model, and this is being solved. Like if you look at the physical layer, generally it does the transmitter receivers, data link layer does the forwarding of the packets, and the above that is network layer does the routing, and some of the beautiful things or secrets are there, which I'll reveal you now why it is so popular. And transport layer has a fragmentations and sorry for the your multiplexing, demultiplexings, and all kind of things, reliability transmissions and all kind of things. These are very interesting things. Session layers does your session logging, password taking care of, presentation is the format, and application layer is like your email or WhatsApp, whatever application you have installed, they take care of that protocols. So if you look at, these are the functions of the applications, each layer which has been mentioned at here. So as I said, this ISO is for academic purpose, and each layer I will be stressing on layer 2, the format of data frames, what is the medium access control protocol, and the format of data frame layer 2, which is last but one from below. Then I'll be revealing 2 secrets from layer 3 and layer 4, why internet is so popular, what innovation 60 years back, 55 plus 5 years of research, so 60 years back these people did. Very young people, they are very young at that time, in their age of 30s at that time. So they did, and that is still, we all are using it. Even though it is so slow, we are not able to throw it out, the internet protocols. So now look at this. This is the headers of each layer, as I mentioned. So you can see the layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, like that. Each layer has a header, and each header is being carries some informations, like the which is being shared between the source and destination. So look at this. The left side is you on your laptop or in your mobile. You just write a WhatsApp message to your father. Hey, how are you? And it goes in a split of split of a second, and is the destination. Between you, your father, you are on a mobile. Your father may be on a laptop and working. And you just send the message, and in between the last row which you saw on this picture, the physical networks are of various kinds. You are on a 5G networks, and then it goes to the 5G network is connected to the base station, is connected to an optical network called metropolitan area network, then the national backbone, and it goes to the destination. Then from there it goes in a reverse way. The right side is your father sitting and saw your message and reply you back. So if you look at the various networks who are in between you and your father, there must be around 5 to 6 different types of networks, which I will show you immediately in the next picture. So these 7 layers has been practically deployed as a 5-layer in the world called IETF standard. If you look at my first line, IETF standard, Internet Engineering Task Force. This is the largest standard body in the world. They make the all standard of internet protocol from network layers and above, network layer, transport layer, and applications layer protocols. So bottom 2 layers the standards are done by IEEE or ITU or other kind of standard bodies. Okay, so if I look at on the top, application layer is nothing but top 3 layers which I mentioned at here, applications layer, presentation layer, session layer. They merged it in IETF and make it as one layer called applications layer. The rest of the layers remain same: transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and the physical layer. So each layer does an independent function, but they're integrated to do the complete function. But where is the challenge? The most interesting part is, I have already hinted you that bottom 2 layers are different networks of that. Look at this picture. Please be crystal clear. When you write a message on your screen that, hey, how are you? Simple message on your WhatsApp and press send. That you write on the left side, you are sitting at there on called applications layer. But it's you and your friend only see on the screen, that is called his friends in the right side. If you look at the right side, his friend is sitting at it, he also sees on the screen. So it looks like that this application of you and your friend's application on the right side is directly connected. It is like it looks like that, but it is practically the data moves from your, hey, how are you, what you've written, moves like this. Look at this. It goes to all the layers, get routed by the router, now reach to the destination and reach the destination, and the data is open on your screen and shows how are you. Please, again, I repeat, look, it crosses all the layers before, look like this. And it enters from the destination physical layer and goes up and source. So every layer's headers, which are being added at the source, have been removed at the destination one by one and reach the application there, and then you are able to see the screen, how are you? Okay, so now how it works. If my bottom two layers are completely different means you are on 5G, your mobile is connected to the base station. After the base station, just below the base station is your optical networks, which is nothing to do with the 5G. So now comes the point that means my 5G bottom two layers, my physical layer and data link layer, is different in case of my optical networks bottom two layers. Then how it works? Then optical networks like this, it reaches the destination, and destination here is a copper network, Ethernet. So then how it works? So many different types of networks, 10s and 20s of different types of networks on this earth. So to solve this problem, this layer structure which I said, source and destination, source adds headers to each of the information, like how are you, I said, as an application. That is the M on the left side, the header of the transport layer, next layer called transport layer, the header of the network layer is added, then data link layer added, you are transmitted, and destination, you can see it is received as a frame, then datagram we called in IP layer, segments, in transport layer, and message. So like this, you peel out the headers, get the information, your message is saved. But here the secret is not yet revealed. I am going to reveal it very shortly after you give you some background of the complexity of the system. Now look at this. At the source, you wrote the application at here, and as applications layer in your computer, typed it, and you see then your applications layer header is added. After that, your TCP header. This is on the source. Then your IP header, then LLC header, MAC header. Then it becomes 1010. Then it is being modulated, and the modulated one is now transmitted. And after the transmission, these bits are transmitted. You see below one is the bits frame. The bits are transmitted, it is the destination 1010s, then the headers of the data link layer is removed, points, LLC headers, IP headers, and TCP headers, then you reach to the final destinations. So like this, we reach to the final destination, and you are able to see the message. So this is the beauty of the internet working smoothly between source and destination. But what is the technology used inside? That I am going to reveal to you for particularly the younger generation, why it is surviving for next 55 years. So why internet protocol is still popular, even a very slow, low throughput, etc. In fact, no better sustainable substitute till today. No substitute till today to the internet protocol. Many people tried, but it was not got accepted so smoothly, even though it's so many drawbacks. What is there? So look at this. The same picture I am bringing you to your mind to show that how exactly from your laptop, when you write an email and press send, or you write a WhatsApp message mobile, it crosses all the layers, then transmitted, then these the multiple routers, and these the destination. This picture, one router I have shown you because to reduce the complexity of the pictures, but there may be 10s and 20s of routers between source and destination. So now look at this. This is a little larger picture to make you little, because picture speaks hundreds of words. So you can see here that you in the computers what you show, these are all called local area networks connected to local area networks like telephones or computers, and your laptops in Wi-Fi. Below one you can see LAN networks and all. And behind that called regional network, you can see a region. This is completely optical networks, and you can see two wire optical fiber coming. That is called national networks. So these are the things are there. So when you are sitting on your laptop at here below and you are sending a message going through Wi-Fi, crossing the regional network. Regional network means Bangalore network is called regional network. National networks means whole country's networks. In 2013-14. We designed the network for the country called National Information Infrastructure 2.0. I was part of that, vice chairman. So then it became BharatNet. The present prime minister under his leadership gave the new name called BharatNet. It was a 72,000 crores of optical network rolled out across the country, gone to the Gram Panchayat and villages. 6 lakhs villages are connected by that network. So if you go to a village also now, you will find optical and wireless networks available for any Gram Panchayat and also the villages, which was designed in this institute, and also the MeitY, Ministry of Electronics, and INTN and IC, three institutions together we designed it. So you just send a message, it reaches to the every destinations. So look at this picture. This is a very master picture to make you understand that how your information goes from source to destination. I'm giving you these pictures because you will feel that it is in a fraction of a second your message is reaching to the destination, but it crosses so many types of network. You see, you are in equipment, leftmost below, last line, below line, you see you are on a mobile. You are just sending a message to your base station. So this is called access network. Access network, the network or local area network is a network which gives connectivity to our billions of user devices, user equipments like laptop, mobile handsets, or IoTs and all, or telephones and all, or servers and all. So this is called access network. This is access networks are of different kind, maybe Wi-Fi, maybe 5G, maybe Ethernet, maybe optical, and all of them are different technologies. So bottom two layers which I showed, data link layer and physical layers, are different. Then comes your core network. You see this IP network. Mostly 99% of the IP backbone is your optical networks. 1 to 2% is your satellite networks, which is coming up now, you know. And this IP backbone is connected to a data center. On the top, you can see this is called service network. If you go to Karnataka State Data Center, KSDC in Vikasoda, Vidhansoda, or if you go to the NIC called the clouds, the Meghraj, they call it. So these are all the clouds. They have their own network inside the data center. So we cross so many different networks to reach the data center, like Google data center, Amazon data centers, or Government of India data center, Karnataka data centers, and all. And we grab the data and bring back and see on our destination. So, but what I wanted to say is you that your message from source to the destination and return to you is crossing 4 to 5 types of different networks. And all the networks are different technologies. So what is the challenge? Challenge is interoperability. The secret is how to solve an interoperability problem in a milliseconds or microsecond. Then your information can move across the internet. So that is the problem. They solved it. They visualized that at that time, 60 years back, there will be different networks on this earth. So now I am going to give you these examples that what are these different types of networks. For an example, Ethernet or Wi-Fi or 4G or 5G, etc. Each LAN or access networks has been invented according to the requirements of the local users. You know why Wi-Fi is invented? Because Wi-Fi covers small place, but if you give you high bandwidth, 200 MB, 200 MB at present, or gigabits now, but it cannot go for a long distance. Why 5G, 4G give you wireless communication and mobility, but a long distance from base stations. But it will give you a very low bit rate. Similarly, you can see Ethernet, which is written in the second bullet, LAN, which is Ethernet, which will give you RJ45 connectivity, but it is very high bandwidth, but it doesn't give you mobility. So every requirement invented new networks like Wi-Fi, 5G, 4G, and your wired Ethernet kind of things. So each LAN has different protocols, that is physical layer, different modulation, diminution techniques, and data link layers, medium access control protocols, and frame size, different frame size. The Ethernet has 1,500 bytes. So wired Ethernet has 802.3 has 1,500 bytes. Wi-Fi has 2,346 bytes, like that. So interoperability, last bullet, if you can see, that is the biggest challenge. Okay. So now, so how to communicate when my bottom two layers are different every home? So now I am in Wi-Fi, my message is going to you, and how to reach there. As you saw in previous slides, bottom two layers above is the network layer. How the header network layer solves this interoperability problem. So there is some secret there in your header of the network layer, which is called IP protocol, which solves these problems. So look at this. This is the header. So if you go to the second row, look at 16-bit identifier, then 3-bit flags, and fragment offset. This is the row like a miracle, works like a miracle. Hats up to those people who thought at that time that bottom networks will be different forever. So they made it in such a way. So this one helped. So this is one miracle in the second row, you see. I will explain you in my next slide. And there is another one which is called time to leave. Every internet packet you generate, there is a timestamp that how much time it will be on the internet. So if you generate some spurious packet to bring down the internet, but it is not possible. Like in a body, like any dead cell, it comes out through your body by urinations or your stool and all. So dead cells. So similarly, time to leave is a cell which counts the dead cells, and the routers have a protocol that which drops that. So your internet is always fresh, not with the dead cells or dead packets. So this is two miracles are here. One is this identifier. We call it as a fragmentation and reassembly. Look at this right side. We call this row as a fragmentation and reassembly. So as we cross networks after networks, if I had to break down the frames, it fragments to the smaller and send it, and time to leave, which makes you fresh. And no dead or spurious packets will rotate and bring the internet down. So now look at this. Here is a source where I have wrote an email to my friend, and it is a 4,000 bytes only. And it is coming out from my computer, and it is hitting a network called Ethernet. Ethernet maximum size, I showed you in my previous slide that Ethernet can carry frame size maximum is 1,500 bytes. So how a 4,000 bytes will go? So now I have to break down this 4,000 bytes into 3 frames. Look at this. Original length was 4,000 bytes. Now ID is X. That fragmentation has first part is ID. Look at this, the 16-bit identifier, flags, and fragmentation offsets. So this ID is there. Fragmentation first packet will be 0. Offset is 0. So these two combination tells us that this is the first packet of. So it is the not fragmented packet. 00 means not fragmented packet. The moment it is fragmented, then 1,500 byte goes out of the 4,000. ID is X. Then this is the fragmentation flag is 1, and first byte. It's muted, sir.
My mic is muted. Please unmute, Professor.
You can press space bar.
Yeah. Now it is mute. Unmuted. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So please, I think somebody main control don't have mute. Sorry. Are you able to see now? Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the very, very important slides in the sense of fragmentations. See, this is the way as we face the networks with a smaller frame size, it gets fragmented. And when it reaches the destination, these 3 frames, the combination of the ID number and the fragmentation flag and this offset will tell me that which frame is after which frame. So this combination will join all the 3 frames in the destination, and email will be seen on my screen as intact. So this is secretly done by the IP header for millions of frames sent by any one of us on this earth. So the different kind of networks below me has solved by this line. The young engineers should know this invention. This one line has created this miracle of survival of interoperability forever. Not a single protocol till now available as efficient as like this. Even the 55 years gone, which will help me for interoperability. Even the internet is so slow, I cannot give up internet because of interoperability. Because you are sitting on Ethernet, where I am sitting on Wi-Fi, somebody sitting on 5G listening to me. So different networks. So it is possible. So here I have explained you what I explained you here in words. It has been written at here how this fragmentation works. Now I am going to the transport layer. There are some secrets in transport layer, very beautifully done. That is called TCP protocol, UDP protocol, which has made the internet so popular. So now look at this. This is the header of the TCP. You will be really surprised if somebody is staying in Bangalore hearing me, he will definitely appreciate this following example. You see, Bangalore, every one of us suffers from the traffic. So if we want to leave home to office, we leave at 7:30 a.m., maximum 8 a.m. because 8 to 9, 10 a.m. is heavy traffic. After 10 a.m., less traffic. Then again 5 p.m. to 7, 8 p.m. So if I am late, if I'm not leaving office at 5 p.m., I leave office at 9 p.m. because too much of traffic. Instead of spending time 1.5 hours or 1 hour on the road, I work my office, then go. So what does it mean? That means that if the road is congested and I don't go to that. So how you will come to know that internet is congested? Because it is not centrally controlled. Every one of us is throwing packets like files, movies, everything on internet, right and left. If one packet goes down in internet, got lost in the buffers of the routers, then you will not get the acknowledgement. Then if you don't get the acknowledgement, then you will not be allowed to pump packet faster. So that is the beauty called congestion control, flow control, and all kind of things. So congestion controls is taken care by sequence number and acknowledgement number. So if you don't get the acknowledgement of your packet you have sent, then you will be slowed down. And if you are successful next, you will be allowed to increase your speed. Everything happens in your mobile and laptop without your knowledge. If you run your any packet transfer and you run the meter called net meter to see the speed, you will find your speed is increasing from 100 kilobits, 200 kilobits, 500 kilobits, then megabyte, 2 megabyte. Suddenly you will find back to again 100 kilobit. Why? Because you threw so much packets to the internet, one packet got lost. So your protocol called congestion control in your TCP brought it down because acknowledgement didn't come. This is called acknowledgement from destinations. And receiver window size, this is a beautiful called flow control. If your destination buffer is getting overflow, destinations inform the source, don't pump me more packets. Even though your road is not congested, but destination is congested, the final destination. So he'll inform you. This is called receiver window size. So these are the beautiful things are there, and this is called reliable. Look at this. Left side is source, right side is destination. I will take another 2 to 3 minutes to finish my presentation because I was given half an hour, but I will told that 25 minutes. So look at this, sender and receivers. Sender is waiting. This is a transport layer, reliable data transfers, wait for a call from the above, that round one you see on the left. So from application, you send a packet. The moment you send a packet to your transport layer, the moment you write an email, press send, it disappears from screen. But the moment it disappears from screen, that is your applications layer. Then it goes and sits in your transport layer, which is in your operating system of your system, your mobile handset or your laptop. It goes and sits there. Then it sends, look at this. Round one, waiting for the call from the above. So now a packet email came. Now email, the destination is your friend, always waiting for the email to come. So now you look at this. Now your packet is, your email is ready. You press send, then you send it. So when you send it, you see below it is not corrupted. Means on the way it reaches the destination, not a single 1 and zeros is being corrupt free. That means you are successfully reached the destination. So you will send, you see last line on the right side is called positive acknowledgement. Your positive acknowledgement comes, then your source is happy. Fine. Now look at this. You again send another email and to the destination, but you see it got corrupted. See on the top, corrupt. That means you send a NAK, NAK is written, negative acknowledgement. That means your source understood that it has not reached properly. Again, you resend the packet, but this time you are successful. So now a positive ACK will come and now you will receive the thing. So these are the beauties by which your information reaches the destination without successfully without this. So silently, the TCP protocol is doing the wonders of you. So last slides of this is that, as I saw in the header, is that receiver window size. You can see on the 4th row right side. So this is the receiver window size. So in your every laptop or every mobile, you see the blue color in the bottom called spare room. How much buffer is left and how many packets you can receive. So every time when you send acknowledgement, you inform the source how much is there. So these are the beauty. This is my last slide. What I wanted to say is that these are the hidden beauties of the TCP, UDP, and also the internet protocol, which has sustained the sustainability, the innovation, which we are talking about, which Dr. Vijay was talking in the starting, that this is KSCST. So I want to ignite your brain. Think so many problems in the world. What should I invent for that? Any problem is good, but while you invent, the technology innovation should be so solid. It should sustain for years after years or decades after decades, and people will use you and give in your IPR. So in network layer, I wanted to say fragmentation, routing over the that which I explained to you, and interoperability is helping routing our unstructured, loosely connected networks. Tomorrow morning, you are putting a server in your lab without, just put IP address. Anywhere in the world, people reach you. So it is unstructured topology, unstructured architecture. But people reach you. Routing is so complex. People reach you within a milliseconds or seconds. So this is the beauties of the internet. There's a completely different from telecom routing. If somebody is telecom, it is a structured routing. So no, it is a completely unstructured routing. So time to leave is another thing. In transport layer, congestion control, flow controls, and also retransmission due to timeout and error transmission. So these are the hidden beauties of the internet protocol, which is keeping us going in even though it is a 55 years young. I'm say not a single technology on this earth has survived so many years. You look at 4G only for 10 years maximum. 5G is coming in another 10 years. 3G stayed for 10 years. 2G is 10 years. And Ethernet gone. Old 802.3 new technologies are in of Ethernet versions, new versions. Wi-Fi, new versions. Only Internet Protocol version 4 which survived because of those complex problem of interoperability, time to leave, reliabilities inbuilt into it, which is not being shown in it. And lastly, they embedded it into the operating systems of those, that which made us available so freely and easily. So I again thank KSCST for inviting me to give this talk of how to invent sustainable inventions. With this example, I wanted to give you that every one of us use the internet, but these are the secrets. How people think, how the people invent, how whole world adopts. Thank you again. And with this note, I want to invite you to IIIT Bangalore. We have so many center of excellences, and this IIIT Bangalore has some products which is being open source. Again, in this line of internet, we have developed called MOSIP, which is an open source digital identity platform. 26 countries. You'll really surprised. Being an academia, I'm telling this product has been embedded in 26 countries, signed an MOU, head of the countries, to embed this technology for their citizens' authentications and called MOSIP, MOSIP. You can Google and see mosip.io. So innovation matters. Countries will come to you, people will come to you, and it should be available. It should be simple but very attractive to adopt. Thank you again. Thank you, Dr. Vijay, giving me an opportunity, and also to your team to giving. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I can see Narayan is there.
Valuable. Thank you so much for your valuable time and valuable information given on internet and internet protocol, which is an integral part of our life. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and thank you very much for giving a very useful information on internet. And I know that you are very busy in academic as well as other administrative works as a director of IIIT, and you are busy with so many meetings also. In spite of your busy schedule, you have given us very good, valuable time to address our webinar, address our students and faculty members across the state and country. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. KSCST will definitely collaborate with IIIT to take technicalization in the state to the greater heights. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to convey my regards to you and such a smiley face always, and also Professor D.K. Subramanian. I can see him, sir.
Yes,
my regards to you.
He's our former secretary, nice. Former dean, and former professor of IISc.
Very happy. Very happy to see him. So nice to see him. Thank you. Please visit us, both of you, Dr. Vijay and team, and Dr. Subramanian, and Dr. Narayan. I am always open.
Like Narayan Panigrahi is one of the members of so many committees of KSCST since almost 10 to 15 years.
Now don't leave him. He's a very, very knowledgeable person.
We will not leave him. No, we will not leave him.
Doing wonderful work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, friends. We'll move on to next session, which will be delivered by Professor D.K. Subramanian, former Dean, Professor and former Secretary of KSCST and former Chairman of our NRDMS, GS, various national, international committees of Department of Science and Technology Government of India and even the Government of Science Technology, Government of Karnataka. He also served as one of the scientific officer in Government of Karnataka, representing scientific fraternity from University of Science. So once again, I extend warm welcome to our beloved, respected Professor V.K. Subramanian, former Dean and Professor of IAAC and former Secretary of KSCST, for his acceptance and joining online to deliver his technical address. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining online. And
will you be making the presentation from there?
Yeah, it is there, sir. Already Mr. Nagaraj has shared the presentation, sir.
Presentation is there.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir, Professor Subramanian.
Okay. Thank you.
Is it visible?
You.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's visible for me.
Okay.
It's visible.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Okay. The talk I want to give is not getting into the details of AI, but I'm going to tell you that how AI is moving up. The word I have used is AI is becoming engineering. From AI being techniques, AI being methodologies, it's now becoming a full-fledged engineering. So that's what really I want to tell you. And today's world is a VUCA world, that is uncertain, complex, and transformative. So, and what we need is agility. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is simply a quote for all of you to understand that I'm not a part of my this one, but a quote is very nice. Who is an individual? Most of the faculty, most of the students are not dummy people, are not colonial minds. They are having a future which is an open dimension, okay, which is a historical dimension, which means you look at the past and you look at the future. Both you try to look at. So that is what it talks about. These are the conditions of the individuals, okay? So what you have to do is, you are in one state, please try to move up above that. That's what AI is going to force you to do it. The next quote is the next quote, please. Okay, here it is talking about teacher. What should teacher do? Because there are, I assume, quite a few teachers here. So you really talk about scientific formation, ethical rectitude. That's a very important term there. Okay, that which means that don't get biased. Don't push your bias into the students. Okay, respect for others, respect for students. Students are not inferior to us. They're also part of us. Coherence, clarity, then capacity to live with and learn from what is different. That's what we are going to do today. AI is different. Okay, that's what we are going to talk about without bias, without any antipathy, without ill humor. Okay, next one. We'll start with our AI now. Okay, next one. The first thing I have told you is today's world is a VUCA world, which means it's volatile. It keeps changing very fast. Okay, which you saw it in 2007 itself. 20 technologies came in. Okay, then it is an uncertain world. Okay, it is complex. Lots of technologies. We are now talking about systems. Okay, then it is ambiguous. So that's the situation which is there. The next one, that is what is called VUCA. Okay, so nothing is certain. We are moving from certainty of mathematics into uncertainty. That's the difference. Next one, next slide. Okay, so we have a lot of technologies with us and we have a global reach. And what is more important to us is a lot of data, millions and billions and millions and trillions of data which is available with us, and large computing and storage power. All that is known to all of you. I don't want to talk about it much, but connectivity. I think now not only people are connected with IoT, even devices are connected. the multifunctional, and today, as I said, it's a complex cyber physical and cyber intelligence systems. All systems are becoming integrated and together. So what is really happening is forget about your discipline, mechanical, chemical, civil, etc. We are all multidisciplinary. We are all cross-border workers. So that's what is very crucial for us to survive in today's world. Next one. Next slide. Okay. So there is a large change between 20th and 21st century. I'm not going to talk about all. A few points I'm going to talk about, a few important points. From centralized system, 20th century saw huge systems which are highly centralized. Even, for instance, our banking was with a centralized database. Okay, most of the systems had centralized databases. Okay, from that, we are moving towards decentralized, empowered systems where individuals will do that. One of the earliest to do this was Amazon. Then Salesforce did this. It was very, very effective. Okay, and most of the companies, if you go to TCS, there are 6 lakhs people there, and so you cannot expect the MD or a CEO to take decisions on every paper which comes to him. All that gets cleared at the project leader and group leader level. So that's the empowerment. So we are, as I said, moving from static to volatile, changing, transforming systems. Every day system keeps changing. Then we are moving towards continuous innovation. So instead of running an office like a routine clerk, you have to run an office as an innovator. So that is where the title of today's seminar is very, very relevant, because we are talking about continuous innovation, not even innovation and sleep. As Christensen said, it is a disruptive process which is going on every day in our system. Okay, agility means that changes. Every day you make changes. Don't wait. Don't say that I will get the system ready in 6 months. It's out. Get the system running today and then start running with the system. That is agility. But the biggest thing in engineering and in technology today, we moved from industry orientation to people-centric orientation. Next slide, please. Okay, as I said, it is people-centric because you all know the reasons. Internet, PCs, connectivity, digital, social networks, WhatsApp, mobile, data-centric, big data and analytics, cloud and services, and lastly today, AI agents. Okay, so everything is now are going to be your tools, your assistants, your supporters, your managers for tomorrow, even for people in their house, for their day-to-day activities, not only for the professional activities. Next one. Technology dimensions. Technology is not simple. Technology has multiple dimensions. You develop a technology. For instance, electricity was developed by Faraday. It took maybe about 100 years to build a device from that, which is the generator and the transformers, etc. So the technology generation took a longer time than the technology development. Today it is different. Today within 4 or 5 years it happens. Technology architecting. Today what we really do is technology architecture. We put in multiple technologies, put it together like a house construction, like a multi-story building construction, we do that. Integration, okay? Then the technology diffusion, take technology to various types of applications, various people. And to do the diffusion, we need transformation and we need adaptation and absorption. Absorption is the maturity of the technology. Like software, how it became mature and became an acceptable kind of device for everything. Okay, today we have all software is now called appliances and devices. Okay, but we are going to move away from that. Tomorrow it is going to be AI agents. No more software. Next one. That's a disaster coming in. The technology keeps changing. Obsolescence cycle is there. So new technology has to be invented. It has to be put to use. It matures. Then you get a newer technology. Okay. So you go on running through this. So which means there is a constant innovation going through that. And technology changes are happening within a few years now. It used to be 50 to 100 years in the 18th century. And it is in 21st century, it is 4 to 5 years. That's the difference. Next one. Our technology, we moved to engineering. Okay, we have to do a lot of things in technology. We saw that from development to generation to diffusion to design to integration to applications to usage. All this have to be put together. All stages linked with a chain. So if one thing goes, everything goes out. So everything is equally important. Breaking the link, you don't use it. That's the problem. That's what happens because the weakest link is the problem with the system. So we have to be very careful. You have to accept all these factors. We don't say we are superior because we develop technologies. If you apply technologies, if you transform technologies, you are equally important. Next one. Okay, we have what is known as a technology debt. This is a very important term. What it really means is there's a technology deficit. Our technology deficit in 19th and 20th century was small. Absolutely no problem. For instance, 1892, the first power plant by Tesla was set up in Niagara Falls. 1903, the first power plant in India was set up in Shivasamudram, just 10 years after that. Similarly, the radio came in 1945 to 48. IIC set up an EC department in 1948. We set up the communications in the airports. We set up the communications, the radio stations, etc. by 1948. So the deficits were very, very low. It became a debt now. Because if we take internet itself, it took us 20 years. Okay. Many sectors in India are in primitive state. For instance, our hospitals, our city administration, and worst is our power and water utilities. We don't see any computers, any internet, anything being used, except for billing. Okay. And agriculture is still very primitive. Education for all, not education. Education for all, villages upgradation, security. These are all at very low levels of usage. We need to upgrade them. That is what I call the debt. We have a huge debt with us, which we need to do that. We are not even able to access databases today. Okay, we use artificial databases. And simulation is not a solution for this. The next one. So it started as a code debt in the olden days. Now it is becoming an AI debt. AI debt is becoming very, very serious for us because AI is not waiting for anybody, unlike computers. Computers waited for 15 to 20 years. I started using computers in 1963, and 1980, most people started talking about computers. And only by 85, we started using computers. Okay. And that's the kind of 20, 30-year gap which was there in computers. Same thing with the internet. It took us more than a decade to get into internet. We did it only by 2000 plus. Okay. So this is very important for us. We cannot have AI debt. We have to get out of it fast. So we have to assess that. Next one. That's crucial. Okay. So the AI, I told you, has moved from techniques to learning to transformation, and it is moving into engineering. Today, AI agents is a good example, which is transforming software. Tomorrow, software will be replaced, or which will become backend to AI agents. So you see a law change which is going to happen here. Which means we need a new engineering, new sets of principles for engineering. Next one. Next one. Okay, AI is a multi-tech system. Okay, it uses experiential data, language, statistics, reasoning methods, and logic. AI is not unidimensional. AI is not a single technology. Please get that out of your mind. It is a multi-tech system. It uses various things. Problem solving, you have given a problem, you have a methodology, you go through that, you get an answer. It doesn't happen with the AI. You have a problem, you try 10, you get 10 answers, and you now find out which is the best answer. So you have a pre-processing, you have a post-processing, you have to use the human intelligence and so on. So we need a large data set to do that, and large computing power. And AI is having phenomenal application potential, which all of you know. Next one, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, we say that when we are all teachers, engineers, we go through the four models. This is a famous model called the 4E model. First model is explore, which is primarily a kind of a research model, invention model, then enable, then architect it, integrate it, put all the technologies together that is engineering. Then evangelize, then make people to accept it, then exploit it and apply it to a single user. So this is called the 4E model, which is quite famous in the industries in most places. And many of the management people use this jargon. Next. Next one. I have done that. Next one. Next one. Okay, the enable way I told you is you have to talk about data and the reach, scope. These are various kinds of things we talk about. Next one. So there is a lot of engineering in each. The next one. So this is where we observe the technologies to organizations. This is a crucial stage. That's where people are there and then doing it. Next one. Okay. I don't want to get into machine learning. I don't want to get into various types of AI methods like, I used to teach it from 70 onwards. So I'm going to look at future. How is the future going to be? What kind of applications do I have? What kind of research do I have? Okay, for that, to understand, to know AI, you understand human intelligence. What does human intelligence means to all of us? Human intelligence means understanding, analysis, absorption of facts, cognition, intuition, thinking, imagination, decision-making, heuristics, emotions, biases, beliefs, decision-making without data or partial data or full data, whichever way you want. Okay, but you should be able to use your intuition and get the data, get the decision. That's what I call as when the AI gives you an answer, do a post-processing. That's what you do it here. Okay, you use your intelligence there. So it has to be a combined intelligence. Next. So this is the kind of thing we are all very clear. We went through this first process, internal perception beyond senses. It took us 30 to 40 years to get into gestures. And the multidimensional perceptions, we are still doing it. We are still talking about facial recognition or fingerprint and things of that kind. So we have to perceive multiple views, multiple disciplinary impacts, and their effects. So that's something which is very clear with the AI direction. And you have to forget present. That's where I quoted Freire. Future happenings, perceive the future, and then try to build the AI to suit that. And thinking is going to be non-mathematical. We move away from mathematical thinking to non-mathematical thinking, more of logical reasoning and also heuristics and decision making. So understanding has to be based on language, tone of the language. Yes, there is a question there, Mr. Aital. Mr. Aital raised his hand, I thought. Okay, I will continue. You can ask me the question. Irrational behaviors. We have to take care of irrational behaviors because humans are not rational fully. All the time they are irrational. Next one. Okay, AI, I would not like to call it artificial intelligence. It's not artificial anymore. When Alan Turing talked about AI, he did not use the word AI. He was the predecessor to AI. McCarthy in 50s, he built the term AI, but Alan Turing talked about AI in the 40s, okay, and 50s. Most basically 40s. He died in end of 40s. Okay, so he didn't use the word artificial. So I would like to call it augmented intelligence. And AI today is not AI at all. It is AK, augmented knowledge and solutions. We have to move to AI. That's where the future is. That's where our movement has to be. Next one. Okay, what are the challenges? There are plenty of challenges in AI, which most of you know that. One is it affects all areas of life. The understanding is going to change drastically. Okay, it's going to be convergence and integrations. We have multiple views. There are no single solutions, single methodology, single principle. Okay, which is what we did in all our engineering. We changed now. Okay, then solutions may be different. I told you I will have 10 solutions. I have to choose. Okay, we have to look for a new math. That's something which is happening. Statistics is okay, but we have to look for a new math. Okay, that's where people are working on. Loss of jobs is going to be big. So which means reskilling has to be done. New area, AI is going to change health, agriculture, education, and city management, and so many other things. That's going to be drastic. Next 5 years, you will see a lot change. Next one. The challenges, so again, I continue. Your lifestyle changes. You have to adapt. You have to collaborate. You have to be alert. You have to make quicker responses. You should always check, is AI doing right? Okay? If AI is given the full freedom, you are in trouble. So you do not give full freedom to AI. So you have to be the guide to AI, the mentor to AI. So that's the kind of area where there is a lot of research going on. Similarly, security is an area where there is a lot of research going on. Okay? And the AI now, the security talks about good and bad acts. Is AI doing something wrong, something right? Is it doing something harmful to the people? Okay, this is something where a lot of work is going on. You know, the simplest answer is a fake. Okay, AI produced a lot of fake. Okay, so that's where the whole thing has been starting today with fake, but we have to move forward on that to see how there are life-changing activities like nuclear reaction, like nuclear bombs. So if AI can trigger it, we are in trouble. If AI can remove a lot of money from the bank, you can get chaos. Okay, so those are the challenges. Next one. Okay, how do we change ourselves, our jobs and our curriculum? Okay, there are a few points. I'm not going to get into this. This can be a full discourse I can do. There are a few points I want to say here. First thing is AI is not part of computer science. It's a general multidisciplinary integrated discipline. And it is not even engineering discipline today. I told you it may become an engineering discipline. But today, a linguist, psychologists, philosophers, doctors, everybody is getting into it. Okay, so we have to re-engineer our engineering education. I feel that one of the key areas we need to get into is human engineering. Yeah, you see, the thing is, AI has to adapt to the way we behave, we act. So that is what I call as human engineering. It decides like we decide. Okay, it has to move a long way from where it is today. It's very primitive today. Okay, so that is very important. So please avoid the fear of AI. Next one. Okay, so what the changes we need, another change we need is, I told you about this, we need to create a solution engineering discipline. I told you the solutions are going to be different. You are not going to get a straight-jacketed solution. You are not going to apply one principle like Newton's first law of motion and then solve most of the aerodynamic problems or most of the astrophysics problems. No, it's all gone. Okay, and I need a new kind of solution engineering which uses multiple things. Okay, so we need to build also the do's and don'ts where I can apply AI, how I control AI. That's a crucial thing. We have to control AI, build layers of controls. AI supervisor, AI manager, and AI managing director, and the human. Okay, remember that that's a hierarchy of AI we need to build. Okay, we need an open mindset. We need less formal lectures, more collaboration, more hands-on, more large problem solving, more case studies, more reading. Okay, reading is going to become extremely important if you have to compete with AI. Next one. Okay, I want to ask a few questions, which is what AI is doing. AI is asking questions like what? Who am I? What controls me? What controls me? The answer was found by AI. It found perception, recognition. There are 40 years of research went into these directions. Recognition, motion, robotics, language. Then natural language processing and understanding came in. But the next question is, what governs us? And then how do I decide? These are important questions. Next. Okay, then the next question is, how do I act? So search engines. So we got search engines out. Then we got the expert systems, rule-based systems. Then we got with ML, we got conversations, chatbots, question answering, ChatGPT, language, LLMs, all these things came up. Okay, next one. Okay, then the question is, how do I know and how do I learn? We learn by different methods. AI learns still by only one method. We learn from books, demos, discussions, from teachers, from absorptions, from others, from observations, data analysis. You see, it's a multidimensional. There is a simple statement which says that everything in the world is a teacher. It teaches you something. Everything means the tree, the soil, the water, everything, not just human beings, not just the scholars, not just the intellectuals. Okay, so that AI has to go towards that direction. At the moment, AI is still looking at books. AI is collecting data from websites. So AI has to move out of that. AI has to talk to people. AI has to become interactive. Next one. There are a number of future questions which is there for AI to answer and which is there for us to do research. Okay, how do I explain? I know how to explain, but AI doesn't know how to explain still. Explainable AI is just getting built up. Then how do I think? That's much more difficult. Okay, so one can give a full lecture on how do I think. Then how do I discriminate? This is something slightly easier than how do I think, but it becomes important for AI researchers to get into this discriminatory AI. Then how do I become wiser? How do I contemplate? I learned something. Now, how do I churn it? How do I get, okay, this is right in what I've learned. This is wrong. And this is a conclusion. This is acceptable. This is not acceptable. I do contemplation. Humans do that. You attend a class, then at the end of the class, you can summarize the class in 2 minutes. even though the teacher took half an hour, 1 hour. Okay, how do I do my activities daily? That's another question. AI is no answer on that. Next one. Okay, AI status today is repetitive and mundane jobs. Automated searching, colliding, analyzing, all these are there. It is doing a bit of decision support, and it has a lot of question answering systems. Okay, and it is able to generate answers. Okay, it is not just picking up, it is also able to generate new answers. Okay, that's the status of AI today. Next one. The key thing now is, what is AI not doing? I have given you several examples where I said you can go through it. But if you ask a human being, how do you learn? He will give you, I have 3 questions by which I learn. Why do I learn a concept? What is that concept? How do I use the concept? This is what you do. What AI did was, how do I use a concept? Yes, it has done a reasonable job. What do I learn? What is this concept? AI is still getting into it. But AI has not gotten into why I learn, why a particular concept. Now, why I learn is where the problem comes. Okay, it is not, we are about to get into it. I think all of you should think these 3 questions, and then you will get answers for AI research. Okay, today we are in AI agents era. The next one, I'm not going to get into it in details. Okay, next one. AI agent, the core of AI agent are large language models. Okay, and so it becomes LLM agents today, not even AI agents. Next one. And today there are thousands of applications. Tomorrow is going to be, or not even tomorrow, even today is the AI era. The co-pilot of Microsoft has thousands of applications, AI agents running. You will expect million applications running. Your own mobile will have hundreds of applications running in them. So that's what's going to happen with AI. Next one. Okay, you can see AI can generate millions of jobs. AI can improve agriculture, food security, improve health, medicines, etc. So better get into that level of thinking of AI rather than saying there will be a lot of job losses. Job losses have always happened at every point in automation. Okay, it will happen now, but the numbers will be large. So people have to relearn, adjust themselves. Quickly, they have to adjust themselves. That's the problem we are going to face. That's a massive education system where AI will help. Next. Oh, the AI has, I told you, it has a lot of risks. Next one. These are the conclusions. So AI is progressing very fast. You do something today, tomorrow something else comes, day after tomorrow something else, not even next year. So that's what is happening. And AI is like a big, what you call the 1,000 heads of Adisesha, spreading into thousands of areas. Every discipline, every activity of human beings, AI will be there. Every activity of nature, AI will be there. Okay, so you need extensive relearning, new consciousness, improving methods. Okay, you have to develop your mind. That's the key thing. And it has lots of applications. And AI will be used. I would say that 70% of our education is going to be AI-based. I'm not making a joke. I'm not making exaggeration. 70%, if not today, next 5 years, you will see this. And what we really need is thousands of data centers. That's where our problem is. Our infrastructure is very poor there. Next. Okay, this is the last one. We should go for, I told you, human engineering is one, solution engineering is another. Okay, we need a transforming mindset. Open, critical, free, flexible, adaptable understanding. That is why young children pick up AI faster than older people like me. So we have to be extremely alert like them. That's why startups do much better than big companies. Okay, we learn from that. Why startups succeed? Why young children take to a mobile or take to a device much faster than me? You ask that question, you get an answer. This is the answer. Okay, AI is dangerous, but don't worry about it. Handle it with care. We have to actually build an AI structure. That's the key thing. I told you that, like, we built an operating system with multiple supervisors and the kernel and so on. We need to build an operating system for AI. And at the top end, it is not a free operating system. It is not an automated operating system. It does certain operations automated, certain operations the human beings have to guide it and control it. So that's very important. I think that's the end, I hope, Vijay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's my presentations. I hope you got some ideas through that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable information on AI, which is the need of the hour. And thank you so much for your valuable time sparing with KSCST. And,
KSCST from day one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Since 1975.
The oldest KSCST member now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Vijay. Thanks, Venkatesh. Thanks, all the participants.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, friends, we'll move on to next session. Very important session, that is on geospatial science, which will be delivered by our good friend, national and state level member of various committees, scientist of CIR, Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, DRDO, Government of India, Dr. Narayan Panigrahi. Once again, I extend warm welcome to Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, the scientist of CIR and DRDO, for accepting our invitation and accepted for delivering a technical talk on geospatial science. Thank you very much for accepting, and I warmly welcome Dr. Narayan Panigrahi. I invite you to deliver a lecture on geospatial science. Over to Narayan Panigrahi. Please unmute Dr. Narayan. Please unmute your mic. It's muted. Please unmute.
Yeah, unmuted. Done.
Yeah, now
Thank
it's
you,
audible.
Dr. Vijay. Thank you. I hope everybody can see my slide. I'm just trying to make my slide present to everybody. So that, how do I do? Open full screen?
Yes.
This way, yeah. This layout. Just for a minute. Where is my slides? Just I want to see.
Ready?
Yeah. Done. Are you able to see my slides?
No, not yet. Please share the presentation.
Yeah. From here, can I
Please share it.
just tell me how do I can share it here?
So there is a
Present now.
now icon is there. You have to
In the bottom.
Yeah, bottom next to that hand raise. Next to hand raise, there is an icon called present now.
Present now.
You have
Just
to go
for
there.
me.
Yes.
Here?
You should click that. Yeah. Then you should select entire screen tab. Then
Yes.
select the entire screen. Then share, sir. The share button will enable once you click the entire screen.
And this present now. Done.
Yes, sir.
Present now. Yes. Yeah. Next.
Yes, sir. Click that, sir.
To share it. entire screen.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
And then share.
Then and
Yeah.
share. Select that slide and share.
Done?
Click share.
Shared now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
You can open the PPT now, sir.
just for a minute.
You have opened your email. Please open your slides. Presentation PPT file.
Done? Is it visible?
No, you are not yet opened the file. Please open your PPT file.
I've opened and I put in the slideshow mode. Start.
You opened our email, which is visible.
Were you able to view the emails or content?
Yeah, email from KSCST. Yeah.
Just for a minute. I'll just.
Okay. Please take your time.
I'll take it out that.
You can stop
No
sharing, again share, and then use the entire screen.
Yeah.
Tab use ಮಾಡಿ.
Rao, do you have any PPT, Sarah?
That's just. I think the PPT I cannot send because it's very
Yeah.
huge.
Got it.
First
Got it.
that it is content. Now the slide is PPT is seen or not?
No, you not see.
Sir, actually, you have to select the entire screen, sir. You have selected the tab. Once you click the present now, then you have to move to the
Present now.
entire screen tab. Currently, you have selected the Chrome tab, but in that once you select the present now, then you have to move to the entire screen tab. Then you have to select the entire screen, then share.
Just for a minute. I'm calling somebody who will help me
Yes,
there
sir,
right now.
you have selected the Chrome tab, sir. Actually,
Otherwise, Dr. Narayan, please follow our steps.
sir, once
First, present now. In the bottom, please
Yes.
click present now.
Yeah, I got the thing.
Yeah,
Now
present. Entire screen.
so first you unshare, sir. First you unshare.
just for a minute.
I will guide you, sir. Yeah.
Where the is? No. Where the year tab is there? Cancel. Zoom in. Okay. Yeah. Tell me now. Where should I go? Hand tab.
So first you unshare, sir. Whatever you have shared now, right now, you
Please
first
unshare it.
unshare it, sir.
You please stop
Where-
sharing, sir, now.
Stop
Then
sharing.
reshare it again. Now we are able to see only the screen of the email.
Email, yeah.
Okay.
Because you have clicked, Chrome tab.
No, I'm not getting the share tab itself. Just for a minute. No. Okay.
Stop sharing.
Yeah. Stop sharing, yeah.
Wait for a while. It is giving me done. Turn on the camera. More options. Report background. Full exit. Settings. Just for a minute. Show this.
Yeah. Now you can start sharing again. It is closed.
Yeah.
Present now.
Yeah. Can you come here? Yeah. Come quickly. Come.
Now remove model.
You can send now. Then, sir. Is it visible now?
No, still
It is visible.
open our
but
email transaction.
So one second, I will, sir. Now click the present now, sir.
Narayan, please follow the.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Nagaraj Rao, yeah.
So now you click the present now tab.
Which tab?
Yeah, no, present now.
Present now.
Present now. Can you
The
click
bottom.
present now, sir?
There is an up arrow. You have to select
Yeah.
that and then select entire screen.
Yes, you select it, right, sir. Now it is showing Chrome tab, window, and entire screen.
You have selected the Chrome tab.
And don't select the Chrome tab, sir. Now come to entire screen tab next to window.
Yeah, done. Entire screen.
Now select the entire screen. The moment you click, the share button will enable.
Enable, correct.
Share will activate.
Yeah, but it is saying something else. Just remember this selection. Okay.
I think he has not opened the PPT, I think.
Yeah. Now the share gets activated.
Yeah,
Done?
please share that. Yeah. Please click that
Done.
share.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you just see? Yes, per minute. It is not getting shared here. Should we go again?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Stop.
A blank screen.
Yeah, just hold on for a minute. He's doing it. Stop sharing. Ignore. Stop sharing. Again, let's start. The PPT is already on. Golden Jubilee. No, not this one. Not this one. The PPT. The PPT. Not getting an entire screen. Entire screen.
Enter screen and click on the share and then it will activate, sir.
You didn't put it in the desktop, sir?
Yeah, desktop pane. It is there. Here itself, desktop pane. Yeah. Screen share. Okay. Entire screen.
Enter screen and then click on that screen, sir. Select entire screen and click on that entire screen. There is a small window, no? But if you click on that, the share will activate, the menu will activate.
Now 50 stops.
Yeah. It has come, but we have a blank screen with your cursor moving on. We have a very blank screen.
Just
Open the PPT, sir. Possible?
Is on desktop, sir?
desktop pane. Say slide show. Yeah, post quit. Not respond. Quit. Now you open. It does not see screen. Share. It has been closed. No, it's in the desktop. Yeah, part one. So good. Post quit work. Okay. Part two. Part one चाहिए.
Part 2, yes, sir?
Part one चाहिए. Yes. This one. This one itself. Okay, ये अभी यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं आ रहा? Share screen. Yeah, hot one. Yes. Sir. And now also black. You got it. You got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, got it.
How it will go on
Please click slideshow.
Page down.
Slideshow
page down.
or press F5.
F5. F5. Stop.
Ignore that.
Ignore. Okay. एक एक क्लिक करना है यहाँ पे जाके स्लाइड शो करना है
No. There's some error. You may log in again, no? How? Yeah, where it is now with the slide is visible. You are on mute. Slide is visible, sir. First slide is visible, but you are on mute. I have to just move on. Make it full screen and then move on.
or whatever so far, because I am in a DRDO lab where the restriction is pretty high at this juncture of time. Restriction of not using any of the systems and softwares which are being likely to be. So we are taking utmost precaution because of lot of cyber invaders. So I will just give a talk on a very interesting topic. As you know, please go to the next. A troika of geographical information science. Please go to the next. Yeah, geographical information science, remote sensing, and photogrammetry, and how these technologies will be impacted by quantum computing for terrain evolution. As you know, it's extremely important for any war. The war's objective is to protect our land, sea, and air, and our natural resources. And sometimes the objective is to occupy the land occupied by others. So, therefore, keeping that in mind, we need to see geographical information science and system becomes a very important part of any operation planning. And in that, remote sensing and measurement from satellite images plays an important role. So I will be mostly looking into from this book, Geographical Information Science. Next. The Brain-Computer Interface is a very recent book, how human thinks and how it can be interfaced with the computer for a better results. It's a pretty interesting book. Next. And how the geographical information system is used for planning of operations. Operations, mostly I will concentrate on military operations in land, sea, and air. Please, next. As you know, the Earth is a quasi body of solid, liquid, gases under constant evolution, revolution. The way we perceive as a static rigid body, not so. That is being sensed remotely by many satellites. Now, the countable satellites, when I am seeing, the Earth is being circumvented by about 5,000 satellites plus and many debris, constantly looking at each and every part of Earth. And they are capturing the data, sometimes analog means and sometimes through digital means. And this data we get in the form of satellite images. The images can be of grayscale images, color images, hyperspectral images, hyperneon images, and thermal images. These images are put together to the datum, geodetic datum, a mathematical model of Earth, which is projected to get a map, to get accurately the location of each and every point of the Earth, and to visualize the Earth in 2D, 3D, and to measure and do all other operations. Next. Therefore, you get this kind of data. Data in the form of satellite images, in the form of scanned images, in case of color-coded images, and each one tells a very interesting part of Earth. Next. And therefore, this is the entire remote sensing way. The Earth is illuminated by the sources like sun and moon. What is reflected back is captured by a satellite, and that is being processed to obtain the each and every object of Earth. Next. And once the satellite image you get, they are not truly in the form of a map. They are not in the portrait forms also. I am not able to show the animation. You need to establish a correspondence between its pixels to make a portrait. Once the portrait of the Earth is made, each and every point and pixel on the satellite image has a fixed and accurate location in the form of latitude, longitude. But in case of military, is a easting and northing, a positive X and Y, very precisely describing its location on the surface of Earth, so that it can be accurately maybe navigated and targeted. Next. So this entire process of Earth fixing to a mathematical datum, scale reducing, and this quasi geometric body is being put against a pole, imaginary cylinder, or a plane to get different maps. And different maps has different properties. The three fundamental quantities in a map are the location, the distance between two locations, the direction, and from there you can derive many other things. And these three mutually fundamental quantities, like in a map, you cannot have always, preserving the distance, direction, and the slope together. So the maps which are used for navigation are different than the map which are used for engaging a target, because the location accuracy may not suffice to a area accuracy. The direction accuracy may not lead to a location accuracy. These three are three fundamentally mutual exclusive quantities. Next. This is how the map projection is done. I just tried to put it pictorially. And we obtain different maps. The map that we generally use for navigation by Google for civil purposes is not the same as that of what is being used in military purposes. Because for military purposes, the accuracy of the location and direction is extremely important for making a kinetic weapon like a missile, a surface-to-air missile, or a air-to-surface missile, to accurately log on to the target. Therefore, next. Therefore, the projection of map is extremely important, that you sense the Earth's surface remotely, maybe from a satellite, maybe from a UAV, a high ISR UAV, or a low-range flying aircraft. You go and sense the part of the image, put it to a datum, and project it to a screen. And you do sometimes several times to get a aggregated map of a particular place. So the precise location of the objects is known. And this is extremely important before any military campaign is done. Because in case of a military campaign, you need not always go to the enemy location and go and can get survey and get the precise location of the objects. Like it can be airfield, it can be ammunition dump, it can be a military establishment, it can be a terrorist hideout. It is extremely risky that manually one can go and can get these locations. But the objective of like the current conflict is to annihilate those locations. And how do you do that? So often unmanned aircrafts, aeroplanes, even the fighter aircraft, they go and survey an area and get the images of the area in a very difficult situations. And these images are aggregated together along with the satellite image to ascertain the location of the objects, classify them, and get an accuracy which is not inaccurate circularly by more than 5 meters. In this, one cannot trust the GNSS systems like the GPS systems and the other GNSS systems of other countries, because in such a scenario, even the GPS of the targeted locations will be off by about 100 to 200 meters. So the key for any accurate operation is to locate the enemy targets so accurately that the weapon system can be fired and can be forgotten. So the weapon system that we have so far, those who are engaging from land to land are air to land, are fire and forget kind of weapons. Therefore, these weapons heavily depend upon remote sensing and photogrammetry. Remote sensing is sensing the part of Earth remotely without in situ measurement and measuring the locations so accurately, precisely, so that the weapons can be engaged without fail. That it should not, because even a kinetic weapon costs a lot, a very, very huge cost. So if a weapon it just goes and explodes in a location which is just of not of strategic interest, in fact, it's a loss of money and giving signal to the other counterpart that yes, this has happened, and if it is a cause of downgrading our morale. Therefore, it is these weapons or kinetic weapons must accurately locate, navigate, and eliminate these targets. For that, high accuracy datum, coordinate system, map projection, and aggregation of remotely sensed images from various sources and agencies are extremely important. And this is what is known as pre-processing, or sometimes take some time to do surveillance, recce, and doing it. Next. Therefore, the science of geography, as we say, is of cartography, which is of accurate map making. Geodesy is a measurement of Earth. Photogrammetry is measurement of location, distance, and direction from the map accurately through remotely sensed images using various kind of geometry and things. And global positioning system plays a role, but not necessarily we can always depend upon a global positioning system originating from or controlled from a country or a source which is not within our control. They can always impart a lot of inaccuracy during operation. And bathymetry is about measuring the depth, because sea also comes into being. Next. So what we get in GIS science is this, and this science has led to many technologies, and these technologies has many further operations. So precisely to say, first the science comes into being, leading to many technologies. The technologies gives rise to many small systems or applications, and this lead to many applications. Next. So what precisely in using remote sensing we use are the geodetic data, the locations, positions, coordinates in different coordinate systems, because the weapons understand the same target through different positions: height, distance, direction, slope, aspect, azimuth, curvature. All these things are part of engaging whether it's a flying machine or a kinetic energy weapon to the target to annihilate in complete or for complete kill. Of late, mostly we have about the accuracy of a weapon system known as BrahMos. It is almost, you feed these things of an object with its image, it does automatically within 300 kilometers. And if you go up, if it is launched from a aerial platform, even the distance can be more than 400 kilometers. But once you fire, you need to forget, because it goes in a supersonic 3 Mach velocity, means whatever I am speaking and you are listening, 3 times its speed. So it goes in a supersonic thing, therefore it cannot be controlled. And it automatically identifies the target, measure the target, locate the target, and also it finds, it is not like that you find a target which is moving and you fire its rear. Or a ship, you go and fire it near to its water body. It should actually find the center of gravity of the object in such a manner that the impact will be maximum, annihilating and pulverizing the object to beyond its recognition. Therefore, that weapon is known as fire and forget weapon. So therefore, the prior processing of that is what is done by a GIS, which is not conventional GIS, but a GIS with remote sensing, photogrammetry, and many other measurements feeding to the systems, navigation systems. Next. And this is what is a code. This is a bathymetric surface. This is the sea, and this is how the sea looks like, because this measurement is cannot be done by remote sensing, because most of the remote sensing satellites don't penetrate beyond 1 meter in the water depth. Therefore, making a accurate map of a sea is also equally important in case of a war, and this is also required for safe navigation in sea. Safety of life in sea is also important, and if a naval force has to operate in a sea, and a frigate unmanned underwater vehicle like UAV is an unmanned aerial vehicle. There are a lot of unmanned underwater vehicles, and there are a lot of unmanned ground vehicles. Like you can think of a armored vehicle like a tank, which is not having a person or persons to drive, but it can go look at enemy, find its location, and fire the salvo. So it is about right now UAV, UGV, and high endurance underwater vehicle and nuclear frigates to operate in the land, sea, and air. Next. This is a peculiar map, is known as sun-shaded relief map. From the DEM, you can generate, given the date and time, you can generate a map of this. At any instance of time, can tell where are the terrorist hideouts are there, where we cannot fire, or where terrorists might be located, or they can have their equipments where you cannot have a reach. So when somebody goes for an aerial recce, he must look to those locations which are not illuminated by sun or moon at any time. Next. A map with high slope and aspect, where the slope and aspect is very high and decreasing, and where there is one. So color coded impression of the terrain where we need to operate upon. Next. And this is an aerial navigation chart that you cannot always chart it in a terrain, particularly civil aircrafts cannot go off the radar. They should be always constantly in radar. So also a fighter aircraft or a UAV or a high endurance UCA, a unmanned aerial vehicle with weaponized or with sensors, when it has to move, it has to follow a map. A geographical information system can make it, and it has to be told which of the portion it should not go, which of the portion it can go, which of the portion it can recce, and which of the safe navigation path back in case of emergency. Next. And of course, the gravity, and even for a weapon to accurately a weapon to be effective accurately, you need to take into consideration the gravity and magnetic field of Earth also. Often we forget that gravity is always a constant, which is not so. Magnetic field is also not constant. It's changing and varying because of mass distance of the Earth. And often these weapons go further because of the varying gravity and magnetic field. If it is a long haul weapon going beyond 3,000 kilometers, beyond 1,000 kilometers. So that also need to be taken into consideration for accurately navigating the weapon to the target. Next. You can see these are the varying magnetic field around different part of the terrain. Okay, next. Therefore, GI science now has undergone a complete revolution as far as the military communication is concerned. It is the digital cartography, digital photogrammetry, near field remote sensing, near field photogrammetry, bathymetry surface generation, and space and air navigation. All put together, these things need to work not in a computer inside a laboratory, but has to work in a system which is unmanned, which is autonomous. So unmanned, autonomous, UAV, UGV, or underwater vehicle for high endurance, or even for the weapon systems, which can be told as highly autonomous in nature, because this once it is being guided and fired, it is purely, it took its work under its complete autonomy. It locates, navigates, and judges the location of the targets on its own to make a complete kill. Not even that, sometimes even it sends you back its effectiveness. Next. Okay, this is a buffer. And next. So one can see that if this is, yes, how to find out, where to find out, because in case of an operation, the enemy doesn't land on a conventional aircraft, I mean, if you do a surgical strike kind of thing, you cannot take your thing to a conventional place, a conventional helipad. So you should be able to find out where you can have a likely helipad, or where you can go and can land and can give the enemy a surprise. So how do you find which are the conventional are very suitable site staging your weapon, staging your artillery forces, or making a makeshift helipad, or the helicopter may go and land near to an enemy area so that it can do the operation and come back without having much impact. So therefore, multi-criteria decision analysis is being used, which takes into account the capacity and capability of the weapon system, of the transportation system, of the aerial platform, of the human expertise, and the land in particular to decide these things. Next. Even where to keep your weapon and where all it can shine, and where all it can, those weapons can fire without any fail. Means the intensity of fire can be more than one. Has to be computed before actually firing, because once it fires, even the other opponent knows where your origin is. That you are being likely to be counter fire. So locating your artillery systems in such a manner that it should be devoid from the enemy fire, yet can effectively punish the formations of the enemy is important. This can be done digital elevation model, digital surface model, and a map together. Next, the same thing depicted through a digital elevation model. So if you have this kind of your artillery forces, you can where you can punish and where you cannot punish, and you can do this analysis vice versa. Next. Therefore, how artificial intelligence comes into being? Extremely important. Whatever has happened so far is a great war between AI. Our AI won, because right now it is not when a war or a limited surgical strike or a escalation happens. It is not about land, sea, or air. It is about cyberspace. It is about electromagnetic space, and even the space in particular, where our satellites and deep assets are there. Therefore, it is a multitude of forces acting at a particular place. And here is the AI also coming into being. So just to start with, what is it AI? They say it is a branch of computing, but so it be, is a multidisciplinary subject attempting to build machines and systems capable of intelligent behavior. Therefore, if I can put AI into a UAV, it should behave intelligently. Means a UAV which can avoid enemy action, which can go and can do high endurance surveillance, and can act as a kamikaze, as a self-destructing weapon, all possible by identifying the targets and itself, without a human being's intervention, is highly intelligent UAV. So whatever happened so far was UAV versus UAV. UAV, but with a conglomeration of UAV making a wall for bigger systems. The first war was AI war. You can say a limited AI war was fought. So whose AI was better, they won. You can think. Even AI war was unleashed in the case of Israel, in case of Russia, and the complete AI war was initially completely unleashed. It was continuing. Next. So it is a discipline to impart ability to the machine to learn rather than program explicitly. So UAVs are not always programmed and pre-programmed goals. It is learning. Its ability to learn, adapt, and find a target, and capture and give back its information to to its master. One, or if needed, it can be used as a weapon, destroy itself and destroy the target. Is AI in play in war machines? Next. Therefore, AI and machine learning are two different things. So a UAV fitted with AI has already learned which is my own asset, which is my enemy asset, where I am acting, what its location. Therefore, it is capable of doing near field remote sensing, near field photogrammetry, and measure accurately the location, distance, direction, and send back sometime or impact at the location it needs. Next. Next. I think it got stuck. Can we add the next slide, please? I think we have come to an end. There is a part 2 of it. Yeah.
Part 1.
This is the part 1. This is a part 2 of the things which actually is being. I have cited some examples where the modern warfare is using AI, near field remote sensing, near field photogrammetry for achieving that end objective. Is it there, sir? The part 2?
Only this much slides only.
This other thing has not gone.
Not gone, yeah.
Okay. Therefore, let me assimilate.
Yeah.
When we are
briefly explain about geospatial. Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, when we are having a operations of this nature, often it is involving the forces of deployed and topography, bathymetry, and air, land, sea, air, and deep space, completely exploiting the electromagnetic and the cyber field. Why this today happened, I am not able to show some of the slides or something happening because we are not using normal operating systems, normal PPT presentation. Therefore, the PPT that time was not going. And normal even some of the things which are amenable to cyber attacks. So our system is completely I am in a sealed condition. Therefore, my communication capability is impaired because of that. Therefore, probably you could see some of the slides, or I was not able to do the thing because there is a lot of restriction in my organization going. Therefore, I have to come to another place, and I am giving the talk right now. It's a place which is more more bit redefined because we are constantly under the subject of cyber threat, and it is happening, and we are monitoring also. Therefore, the threat is not only from land, firing some salvos. It is land, sea, air, space, cyberspace, and electromagnetic space. So putting them together and visualizing is geographical information system. The science exploited is geographical information science. The sensing is done by near field or far field remote sensing, because remote sensing is no more only in optical range, in thermal range, it is in a spectral range of hyperneon, hyperspectral range to identify where there is suppose a terrorist is there, he's holding a weapon and is hide out in a jungle. He is in an advantageous position, have learned jungle warfare. He is in a top pine tree. How do you think all the forces should go there and get killed? No. They order search and conduct. Then they put a UAV with thermal and hyperspectral camera to resolve it, to take out the small trace of ammunition, the small trace of metal in a jungle, and try to locate where he is whenever he try to move. Because after all, the human being cannot stay stable for more than 2 days, 3 days with food. And they did it. And then they were able to find out in a vast jungle the location of the perpetrator and engage the kill. That is as it is. Same thing is done for a vast area. Now there is a speculation going on that there is some amount of radiation which are unhealthy to the society. How do we staying here away from a thing can confirm? But yes, a UAV or a UCAR having a dosimeter or can scan hyperspectrally can see that there is a electromagnetic radiation which are of radioactive nature. Can think of. And you think of somebody putting a radioactive material in a huge city or very under. How do you find out? How do you look at it? One can sense remotely and can look at those things by resolving the spectrum which is being emitted, and the trace is very, very small. Therefore, we need to resolve not optical image, thermal image, but images of high spectral radiance, high spectral resolution, and resolve those eigenvalues, eigenvectors which are to that electromagnetic spectrum. And this is being now pursued by other countries. Sometimes they give the information ahead. Therefore, even a limited war is now a war of information warfare. And there is a lot of about misinformation, disinformation warfare, a warfare which is of AI warfare. You can see the UAV, UCAR, then the unmanned missiles and the counter missiles. And you have seen even the best of the kinetic weapons being fired from up and accurately pinpointing, fire and forget kind of things. And therefore, the world today is leading who will win, will have a better technological edge and exploiting the other surface, understanding the other surface through near field remote sensing and fusing with far field remote sensing and doing a accurate photogrammetric measurement of objects and making a map which is as recent as possible for not only viewing it on that computer screen, but to use it in the AD system, air defense systems, the weapon systems for locating, measuring, navigating, and finally pulverizing and decimating the enemy's plan. And this is what I can talk without the PPT. I'm extremely sorry, and that I could initiate that. I could believe that it could happen. We should have done a prior Ricky. That's why before engaging with an enemy, you should have a prior Ricky. You should understand the thing. So my last moment, the best of the people also couldn't. Why could put the PPT? It's a pretty interesting thing. And from my organization, I'm extremely sorry for that thing. And once again, I will thank Dr. Vijay for giving me an opportunity to interact with you all. And thanks KSCST for giving me an opportunity to share my ideas on GIS, remote sensing, and artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Narayan, for your enormous knowledge on geospatial technology. As one of the experts of geospatial technology, you have been supporting KSCST and even GIS activities of various national and state level organizations by giving advice through as a member of project advisory and implementation committee of both the national level and state level also. And also KSCST also has been utilizing your services as one of the technical advisory committee member of our digital Hampi, Karnataka Digital Heritage and Karnataka Digital Museum project.
Thank you.
Implemented by KSCST in the state of Karnataka. Thank you very much for your useful information on geospatial science. As you know, KSCST also has been implementing this geospatial technology, creating and collecting the information on various types of information through geospatial information technology, and we have been serving the district level officers, the district departments, and state level departments, so using geospatial technology. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Everybody, those who are presently listening to me. Thank you, everybody in the net.
Thank you for your continued support to KSCST and the various activities of KSCST. Now I will move on to Mr. Venkatesh, who is delivering a vote of thanks. Is proposing a vote of thanks. Over to Mr. Venkatesh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. As we celebrate the Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology Golden Jubilee celebration, I am privileged to express our gratitude for this momentous webinar, the fifth in the series initiated in January 2025. These webinars have explored vital topics including emerging science and technology innovation, STA ecosystems, nanotechnology and materials engineering. During March, we conducted a webinar on water technologies and intellectual property like rights in April, and so on. Today, the webinar focusing on empowering a sustainable tomorrow through innovation marks the fifth event in this Golden Jubilee series and coincides with the National Technology Day 2025. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speakers for sharing their invaluable insights on the topic of empowering a sustainable tomorrow through innovation. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi, for his inaugural address. Thank you, sir, for your inspired talk and several initiatives by AICTE to promote innovation and entrepreneurship among students, indigenous technologies of India, and so on. Thank you, sir. So I also thank Professor Devabrata Das, Director, International Institute of Information Technology, Bengaluru, for his technical talk on fundamentals of Internet protocol and initiatives. Actually, Professor Devabrata Das explained how a message travels from a user's device to its destination across various networks, including access networks like Wi-Fi, 5G, core IP networks, and service networks within data centers, and so on. Very enlightening talk by Professor Devabrata Das. Thank you, sir, very much. And I also extend my appreciation and thanks to Professor D.K. Subramanian former Dean and Professor from Indian of Science, and also former Secretary of Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology, for his insightful talk and presentation on Agile AI-based engineering. Professor DKS spoke on how AI is evolving into an engineering discipline in today's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, emphasizing the need of agility. Thank you, Professor DKS, sir. I also thank Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, Scientist, Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics from a Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Bengaluru, for his talk on artificial intelligence and geospatial science. Dr. Narayan discussed the importance of various aspects of GIS, GI science, and importance of accurately mapping various levels of sectors, including mapping of the sea for naval operations and the safe navigation, pointing out the limitations of remote sensing for underwater measurements, and mentioning the role of unmanned underwater vehicles and so on. Very insightful talk, sir. Thank you very much, sir, on behalf of KSCST. Actually, you are all the experts. Your acknowledge and passion for science and technology have truly inspired all of us. I also thank our Secretary Professor Ashok M. Raichur and Professor Praveen Ramurthy, Department of Materials Engineering, Indian of Science, for their constant support and encouragement in conducting various webinars and technical activities from KSCST. And I would like to also express my deepest gratitude to Dr. UT Vijay, Executive Secretary, KSCST. Sir, your efforts in coordinating this panel and celebrating the Golden Jubilee through our webinar series is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Vijay, sir. I also thank the organizing committee at KSCST, including the project engineers, project associates in planning this event are more commendable. Thank you, everyone, KSCST officials, to both at DTIC and RDMS centers, as well as KSCST officials in the KSCST campus. So to our target audience, the faculty and students from various universities and institutions. Actually, we have a very good network of engineering institutions across Karnataka, and other universities, science institutions across Karnataka. Thank you very much for your enthusiastic participation. Your engagement is vital for the success of our initiatives and overall development of our state. Thank you all for this memorious occasion of this online webinar series. Thank you once again, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh, for your very good vote of thanks. And I also thank on behalf of KSCST all the dignitaries, Professor Sadish Sitaram, Professor Devabrata Das, Professor DKS, and Dr. Narayan Panigrahi, and all my participants who have joined online throughout the nation and throughout the country. Throughout the state also. I thank all the faculty members and students who have joined online. And finally, I would like to thank all my officials from KSCST at the state level as well as the district level for taking pain in organizing this kind of webinar since January 2025. And it will be continued till December 2025 to highlight the various activities of KSCST. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Address it through email.
ಇದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರ ಇದು ಅದಂತ